Today we are at the Birds, Bees, and Butterflies Garden, which is our pollinator garden here on site. It is in the middle of our central parking lot. It's right next to Bayview and the DVP over there, so it's a real slice of nature in the middle of some concrete urban space. Today we're going to be talking about pollinator gardens and what we've learned from planting our own. This garden was planted in 2023 and has really come a long way since, so we're going to talk about some of the things that we've learned since then. We are in the garden right now. This is the north end of the Birds, Bees, and Butterflies garden. It's also the first of 3 zones that are in the garden. This is the wet zone. So this is the area that plants grow that really like wet feet. We're nearby Mud Creek, just in this direction. So although the garden doesn't directly touch the creek, the roots kind of can reach down and reach some of that kind of wet soil. I am sitting under the living willow tunnel in the space. So this is made out of basketry willow. The structure is alive and it does need maintenance every year. We have to clip back the branches that are growing above me, but luckily they make for great craft supplies. You can weave them into things. We even make little fences and cloches and rabbit protections out of them. This is the second zone in the Birds, Bees, and Butterflies garden that we kind of call our bird zone. That's because it's right underneath the pergola that holds the bird feeders in the winter. And the rest of the time, the birds are feeding on the insects that are coming to these really wonderful pollinator plants. So I'm standing right next to some wonderful hyssop plants, which are really what dominates this area. We have the giant yellow hyssop, which is native to Ontario, and maybe you can see some of the buzzing activity that's happening around it. The hyssop also feeds the birds in the winter because these seed heads dry and provide a lot of seeds to goldfinches. Now, the other plant that we have here, just behind the giant yellow hyssop, is the anise hyssop or purple hyssop. This one you'll see in a lot of pollinator gardens. It's a very popular plant. It's actually not native to this area of Ontario. It's what we call a near native. So it is native to Canada, but it's native to a little bit west of here. And that's just kind of an example of being aware of where plants are from. We love to include it anyway because it's such a great resource for pollinators and for birds, but if we wanted a true native garden that reflects Southern Ontario, we wouldn't include anise hyssop. This is the third zone in our garden, the meadow. This section has the most sun of all of the garden. It's full sun all the time, and it has a lot of really great tall plants. Now, with pollinator gardens, there's a temptation to plant a lot of tall plants because they look really great. There's a lot of tall prairie native plants, but the thing is they need to be together or else they will flop over. And in other sections of our garden, we do have tall, floppy plants. Plants get floppy because there's too much shade, not enough sun. They also get floppy if they don't have friends around them to hold them up. So here we can see that the switchgrass is standing next to some monarda back here. There's some evening primrose standing tall and proud, and they're all holding each other up. They're creating a lot of habitat together, and they're kind of harmonious in this meadow zone. And since there's so many great plants in this zone, we're going to take a closer look at some of them. We're next to one of my favorite plants in the garden, Pearly Everlasting. Pearly Everlasting is great because it really is everlasting. It blooms all summer long into the fall. It's a great low growing plant, so it's good to put next to your paths. It won't flop over too much, but also it's a wonderful host plant for both the painted lady butterfly and the American lady butterfly. These butterflies, their caterpillars, create these silky kind of cocoon structures in the plant, which may make it look a little bit more messy, but it's well worth having some beautiful butterflies in your garden. Thank you for coming on this walk with me through our pollinator garden. I hope that I've shown you that there's something here for everyone, from human activities to bird food to habitat for bees and butterflies. The truth is you don't need such a big space to start a pollinator garden. Anything will do. You can make one in your garden or in some containers on your balcony or even in a schoolyard. All it takes is some thinking about what plants you want to include, what they're going to look like a year or two from now, and what kind of wildlife you can kind of create some space for. Now, we encourage everyone to come check out our pollinator garden here at the Evergreen Brick Works, and if you'd like to get involved, please check out our website, evergreen.ca.